All right, our court reporter cannot hear you, so I'm going to try and turn you up. I need you to turn yourself up and try again.
How about that? Can you hear better? Can you hear me? Is that better? Test?
No, for some reason, in some instances, you came through the sound bar. I think I know what it was.
Okay.
It comes through our sound bar into the courtroom through YouTube, but not through Zoom.
Is that better? Can you hear me?
No, it's not. Just hold on. We're going to try and figure this out because I can't have YouTube live streaming because then I hear what's going on in the courtroom and YouTube replays it on my computer. Let's go off the record. Why would the sound bar work when we're streaming?
Screen is also downsized.
Well, I don't know. All right, let's go back to the record. I really don't know how to fix the issues with the live stream and the sound bar and all of that stuff. So we're just gonna have to deal with what we can deal with. So Ms. Gordon, you can call your first witness, and why don't you turn on the sound over there and I'll try and mute myself and see if that'll help.
All right, thank you, Your Honor. I will call Greg Shannon.
Okay, Mr. Shannon, right hand up. Mr. Shannon, do you swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth to help you God?
I do.
Go ahead.
All right, Mr. Shannon, would you state your name, please?
Yes, Greg Shannon.
And how are you employed?
I'm a private trustee, professional guardian.
And is your business here in Tarrant County?
Yes, ma'am, it is.
Did you know Wanda Cuthbertson?
I did.
How did you know her?
I was appointed guardian of her estate last year, I believe in August of last year.
All right, I have pre-marked and sent to you and to the court exhibit number 1. I'll draw that to your attention. Do you have that with you?
I do.
And what is that?
I believe that is, I'm sorry, just a moment. It's the application for a guardianship.
All right.
For a guardianship.
So this is the application for appointment of a temporary guardian of the person and estate of Mrs. Cuthbertson. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And this application was filed by a state agency, the Health and Human Services. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes, ma'am.
And in this is the application that was filed that caused you to become appointed temporary guardian, correct?
That's exactly right. Yes,
All
ma'am.
right. Now then, okay, so I would offer exhibit number 1.
Any objections? Submitted.
Okay. Direct your attention to exhibit number 2. Let me know when you have that. It should be the order appointing you.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm going through some other exhibits, I think.
Okay, have you found exhibit number 2, the order appointing you guardian?
Order appointing permanent guardian of the person.
Yes.
Yes, I have that here.
And is this the guardian that or the order that appointed you guardian of Miss Cuthbertson?
Yes, order appointing me permanent guardian of the person.
All right. Prior to that, were you also appointed temporary guardian?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
At the time you were appointed guardian, where was Miss Cuthbertson?
She was in a nursing home here in Fort Worth.
Did you visit her in the nursing home?
I did not.
All right. When was the first time you met her?
At the temporary hearing for the guardianship.
Okay. Was that temporary hearing in the probate court number 2 of Tarrant County?
It was.
And who was the presiding judge at the hearing?
Judge Allen.
Okay, and that's the same judge that's before today, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, at that hearing, was there evidence or testimony provided that supported that Ms. Cuthbertson was incapacitated at that time?
Yes, ma'am.
And as a result of that, evidence, the court determined that she was fully incapacitated and appointed you as her guardian, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Judge, we would offer exhibit number 2.
Any objections?
No, but I would like to state that we voluntarily gave up guardianship.
Okay. To the extent that was an objection, it's overruled. Number 2 is admitted.
All right. Now, the application references that there was a person who had a power of attorney for Mrs. Cuthbertson. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And do you know who that person was?
Mrs. Phillips.
All right. And Mrs. Phillips, as the person under the power of attorney, was given notice of the guardianship proceeding, correct?
I don't know that I remember that, if she was or not.
All right, thank you. The application does reference that those are persons who were to be mailed a copy of the application for guardianship by certified mail. And that included Rachel Phillips and William Dale Phillips. Do you know if that was done?
I do not. I have no reason to believe it was not done.
Okay, well, surely the court wouldn't have gone.
Stop. Mr. Shannon, can you repeat your answer and be louder, please?
Yes, I said I have no reason to have believed that it was not done. Their notification was not done.
Okay.
All right, Miss Gordon, you're going to have to speak up because they cannot hear and they have a right to hear.
All right, I'll try, Your Honor. I can't hear what they're saying either. So just so you know, I heard them try to make.
You could have filed something that said, you know, there was impossibility to have an in-person hearing and you were told of that and you chose not to, and that's fine. But this court, unfortunately, my hands are tied. So I can't just say everybody can come to court in person without subjecting myself to a judicial ethics complaint. So if it was important and we knew we were going to have these issues, something should have been filed. So I'm going to need you to speak up, and I may have to repeat things that are said. I'm going to need y'all to speak up as well.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, is that any better?
It is better, but hopefully.
Okay. Well, in order to appoint you as guardian, all the persons required by the code to be notified had to be notified, correct?
That's right.
And the application that you were appointed under said that they were given notice, correct?
Correct.
All right, and they were given a copy of the application, which had attached to it some affidavits by APS workers outlining the financial exploitation that these defendants committed on Mrs. Cuthbertson, correct?
What was the question?
I said the application that they received a copy of and upon which your appointment was granted had affidavits of APS attached to it outlining the financial exploitation committed by these defendants against the proposed ward at that time, correct?
Correct.
All right. Now, we would ask the court to take judicial notice.
Hold on, there's an objection.
I do have.
I'm gonna need you to speak up.
I have an actual question, okay? We were under the impression, the way this was worded, that this was a hearing, basically a restraining order upon her finances and the bank accounts, which we do not have any access to. We surrendered that already. We already surrendered that.
Okay. What's in place is a temporary restraining order that you were served upon. A temporary restraining order is good for 14 days unless extended under statutes. You have to have a temporary injunction hearing to see if that temporary restraining order will become a temporary injunction. We're here today on the temporary injunction hearing. Ms. Gordon has the burden. I can't give you legal advice. I can't tell you about financial accounts and who has access, who doesn't have access, anything like that.
I'm not asking for legal advice. I am asking if we need an attorney, if we need a continuance, because we were given 1 day notice.
Okay, well, everyone is entitled to get an attorney if they so choose. You guys have shown up without an attorney. So I understand now you're asking for a continuance.
Because we did not have a choice. We got a 1 day notice, which is not time to retain an attorney.
Okay. Ms. Gordon, do we have a response?
Judge, I'm happy to continue the hearing if they will agree to a continuance of the temporary restraining order for 14 days and we can reset this for them to have time to have counsel.
Again, we have no problem with that because we have no access to that money. The state of Texas has it.
Okay, she's agreed, at least to the TRO on her behalf, continuing for 14 days to reschedule this temporary injunction. Do the two of you agree to continue this hearing and to continue the temporary restraining order for at least 14 days?
Yes. Yes.
You have to say loudly, yes.
I heard, she said yes.
Okay. And that'll give us time, I guess.
Your Honor, might I ask if they're agreeable to a temporary injunction, we can just dispense with a hearing on that and just proceed on the merits in the due course of the litigation.
Well, Ms. Gordon,
I'm hearing them say that.
you may be able to talk to them, but I can't facilitate what's going on here and as to a temporary injunction. So I'm going to ask you to contact Ms. Gordon and you, excuse me?
No, I don't think that would be a good idea because we are at odds with each other.
Well, right now you're pro se, so she gets to contact you. If you don't want to contact her, that's fine. You hire an attorney, I hope your attorney will contact Ms. Gordon. That way y'all can discuss things, take me out of it. What I'm doing is I'm going to continue this hearing for at least 14 days. The temporary restraining order will be in effect. Ms. Gordon, if you'll please send me an order today, continuing the temporary restraining order and setting the hearing. The hearing is not going to be 14 days. I don't have time in my schedule. In fact, it's probably going to be on the 8th of October, which is not 14 days, but that's what this court has open. This court is booked till December. So the 8th just opened up earlier today. That will give you about 7 days to hire an attorney. Once you hire an attorney, or if you don't want to hire an attorney, they can talk to Ms. Gordon. There's lots of other things that can happen in those 7 days, but that will give you at least some time to contact an attorney.
Do you have a time to put in the order for the setting, Your Honor?
No, I don't.
Okay, so I'll send you the order and then you can fill it in and get it back to us.
Well, yes, of course, that's what I'm.
I know, but I'll just leave a blank in there. You don't have that at this time.
We've already offered the 8th for 2 other hearings, so I'm gonna have to fit y'all in when I can fit you in.
Okay, thank you.
Email address for each of you.
WEALE.
Hold on. We are going to stop the live stream, and I'll just remind you, if you are joining us on social media, that you are prohibited from recording or reproducing this in any manner. You can be held in contempt of court. Because we've reached a settlement, we are going to stop live streaming, and of course, you can come to court to watch. So it seems interesting that we're being made to do this as well. And we will